Welcome to Geek of the Week, issue 7, the official show of the Aberystwyth Cartoons and Comic Society, brought to you by your two hosts, Fraser and Jacob. I'm Fraser.
And this is Jacob McMara. Hello, welcome. Welcome to Geek of the Week, Wednesdays 8 till 10. We will be talking nerdy for the next 2 hours. We will be talking about films, TV. Come say hi in the chat. But first of all, our sponsor for this week, Alias Investigations. If you have a case, if you have a problem, no case is too hard for our resident investigator, Jessica Jones. She'll be on Resident PI with her trusty staff that she fires daily. She will
and occasionally promotes.
She will be tracking down your hard-earned cases, whether your man is cheating on you, whether you have some missing money or missing dog. She will get to the bottom of it. And I think, if you needed contact, get hold of her. She's kindly helped us with a few tasks sometimes, so give her a shout out. We're gonna be talking films for the next few hours.
She helped us with someone who played Coldplay. You sent her. You sent him.
I did.
You sent her like that way.
They're gone. They no longer exist anymore. They're no longer causing problems. We have some film news coming up. We have some big film news coming up. We hope you're all listening and hope you're all ready.
Let's kick it.
Let's
kick it. So we're going to start the show off today by talking about an Infinity War trailer that dropped. The second one, it was the big one, the whole look at all this amazingness, and now book your tickets now. Kind of. What did you think of the trailer?
Oh, obviously it was amazing. I couldn't believe it dropped. Everybody was expecting the leak one from Comic-Con, and I was so happy that it wasn't this one. Everybody was expecting it. People were even saying that we weren't going to get another one, and I said, no, we are getting one.
Yeah, you need to get that, because they do it all the time, don't they? That big, like I jokingly was saying, like the big trailer where it's like, and now tickets are available. Because they do that sort of like thing, so you see it and go, oh my goodness, we gotta buy our tickets now. Even like people who aren't massively invested in following every update religiously, like most MCU fanboys, like
all of them,
fanboys and girls like ourselves. Because I've had people come up to me, oh, the cinemas selling tickets now. I was like, yeah, no, I've seen the trailer about 20 times. I know that the tickets are available pretty much everywhere. But yeah, what do you think about the trailer more specifically, other than, oh my goodness, it was awesome?
I'm glad it wasn't just a bunch of character shots this time. Like the first two, the ones you have for the Super Bowl.
Oh no, I'll agree with you. Because your main thing with the Super Bowl ones, it's just character shots, and I was like, but I kind of like all those characters. Like the first one was good. I'd say that was a bit more than character shots, but yeah, I will admit, we got more of an advancement.
We got backstory. We got maybe more characters, but also like who's where, who's doing what, like how this happens.
A bit more Thanos as well, like in his backstory.
I have a few favorite shots of the trailer as well.
Yeah, go for it.
I know you've got. So first of all, like Loki surrounded by the Black Order, that was pretty cool. Like seeing them all differently, that was pretty, because obviously some stuff's going down there. Like we can theorize for days, but like obviously whether Loki survives or not, and then him watching, like giving him the Tesseract, we could go on for years. My favorite was Doctor Strange with the like essentially acupuncture, like happening all around him.
Face,
that was really cool, and like. With the sorcerer, the Corvus Glaive, whichever one it is. Ebony Moore, yeah. Like maybe he's a sorcerer and he hasn't got any powers, but they reckon
because he's got the magic, because he's like bringing the magic side to the Black Order.
They reckon that Doctor Strange hides the time stone in the mirror dimension, and he just goes and gets it.
That'd be pretty cool. It'd be cool to see like that side of the Doctor Strange film, because that's the whole thing of. It's been mentioned a while and even mocked on Twitter recently about like how this is the biggest crossover. But you can get like the Marvel movies. I hate people who say, all superhero films are the same. All Marvel, no, they're all different. Tell me how Doctor Strange is the same as Captain America. It's not.
I was gonna say good. Don't say Green Lantern.
Like you know what I mean. Like they're different. Like one's a war story, one's about magic and stuff like that. But seeing how they're gonna all implement together, and like the technology side of like Black Panther, Iron Man, these technology characters mixing with these like magical characters, these mystic characters, it's gonna be quite interesting for me.
Any of your favorite shots of the trailer? What was?
I've got a load. Well, anything that Spider-Man appeared
in, of course,
for obvious reasons, like just seeing his face when it was the interaction between Stark and Star-Lord, when they're just like, obviously Star-Lord's quipping with him, and just Peter's face where he's like, oh my goodness, someone's standing up to Tony Stark, this is pretty cool. And the bit at the end as well where he's like, I'm Peter Parker, and he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, Doctor Strange." Is like, "Oh, we're using our fake names. I'm Spider-Man."
can't-
Like that was very charming. It's good to see that there's going to be obviously not jokes like for Ragnarok, but there is going to be a bit of like humor in the back. I liked that Thanos was back in his armor because obviously people's complaints are like, "Oh, what like he looks like a thumb," or "Why is he not wearing his hat?" and stuff like that. But this trailer makes it very clear that once he gets the stones, he no longer needs to armor.
Yeah, I was gonna say apparently he takes more off the more stones he gets.
Takes oh wow,
right?
Oh, it's one of them. My favorites were like Thanos taking on the top three really, like Cap with the whole like when he blocks it because that's an incredible shot. And it's like straight from the comics because everyone's like done the comparison of like it's
I know the line,
just
and
one
it's
man.
as long as one man stands against you, you'll never be able to claim victory. Noble sentience from one's about to die.
And he's like, that's a cool shot. The cool thing with him and Iron Man, where he's like, I hope they remember you. I was like, that's a pretty badass moment from Thanos.
Yeah.
And it just sort of like, because we don't really know too much about Thanos other than he like sitting in a chair and the small brief interactions he's done in Guardians and in Avengers. But like, we see more of him in this, and it seems like we're going to see a load of his backstory because obviously we have the stuff with him and Gamora. I'm imagining it's going to be more a green hand on his fingers. I imagine it's going to be them. And you see the Chitauri there.
Apparently,
and it's cool seeing, because apparently it's meant to be like, not his origin story, but like it's sort of supposed to be his story and his quest on how he's supposed to get it. Which, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the most of the stuff we see with the Avengers happens towards the end. Like the beginning of this film is Thanos going around getting the stones. Because when we see it in the trailer, Thanos has 2 stones, the Avengers have 2. So it's kind of like a nice little even thing. I imagine like the possibility like Thanos would probably get more because there was a leaked scene a while back of like it was with the Guardians going to see the Grand Master, and Thanos is like torturing the Grand Master. The Grand Master's like, all you hear is Reality Stone, where is it? And like the Grand Master's like, I sold it. Don't buy that he sold it, mate. I don't buy. You're the collector. No collector sells their stuff.
Well, apparently the people with the most screen time in this film are Thor and Thanos.
Thanos, yeah, which, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm totally...
There's Thanos' backstory and then Thor going to make a new weapon.
Yeah, I'm totally... Yeah, because he does it when he's with the Guardians. It's like that big scene of him pulling it all together, and I was like... Because that's like... Mjolnir was made by... was made by, like, forging it from...
Forging it, yeah.
And it's cool. It's going to be cool seeing that. What else was it? Oh, the Iron Spider suit was pretty cool because it looked more like armor and less like spandex. Because I always like when I saw it at the end of Homecoming, I was like, oh yeah, it's the Iron Spider suit, but like, why is that an upgrade as to this high tech thing? But then like you see the armor stuff, and we see him getting close to space in his Homecoming suit, but it looks like it's about to be too much to him. So that's when the Iron Spider suit comes. So I'm pretty satisfied with that because at first I was like. Oh, he makes this big thing about saying no to the Iron Spider suit and being part of the Avengers in his movie. And then he's just in the Avengers. It felt like, like in Iron Man 3 where he's like, oh, I'm done being Iron Man. And then in the next Avengers movie, he wasn't done being Iron Man. Felt a bit like that, but now that the trailer sort of cleared some stuff up. Is there anything else I want to say? Oh, yeah, I've got a line already that I'm going to predict. It's not going to happen. But, like, when everyone's talking about Infinity Stones, I reckon Shuri's going to go, what are those?
Nah, that won't happen again.
Aw. I thought that was her one line. I thought that was going to be a catchphrase.
I was going to say the one cool thing that I think we all know is happening. When Bruce Banner is in the Hulkbuster and they overcrowd him, and then suddenly the Hulk just rips out.
That's it. Because that was the theory coming out of the first one is like, oh, it's not going to be Tony in that, and it was like, oh yeah, it could be the Hulk in it. And we'll talk about this later on, but there's recently been a Hulk in an Iron Man suit in the comics, so it could be like a link to that. But that would be cool, like if because obviously Banner's. In Ragnarok, they address that whole thing of, and it's some of the best stuff to come out for is that like fear that Banner has that the Hulk's going to take over, and the Iron, the Hulkbuster suit sort of like, I can still be part of the team, but yeah, that's going to just make him angry, and then he'll burst out because we see him, in Wakanda, we see the Hulk running with him, and that's when you don't see the Irons. So it sort of confirmed that. But yeah, did you like Tony's little suit when it? Because obviously he's got the little things on the back, but when he like his two legs became one and he became more like a rocket.
The booster, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Okay, so I know this is weird. Like the first time I saw that, since you brought it up, I thought that was the Iron Spider suit that he was just gonna fling to.
That it was gonna come out and shoot.
Yeah, and then shoot, and then
it could be something like that. Like that's how he could get it to Spider-Man. He's like shoot something.
And then I realized it was obviously a booster. But
yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's nice to see how they're all developing, but it's like nanotech in it, and it's sort of like
it's right. So this suit is the bleeding.
It sort of
bleeding
shows,
edge suit.
Yeah. It sort of shows like that thing what they were saying in Black Panther, how our technologies are catching up to theirs. It shows that Tony is catching up to them.
Yeah,
be so I can't wait to see him interacting with Wakanda, because also like fanboy aside, it sort of is going to show that, because it was very like Black Panther did become quite political, and it was a good thing it was political. But I'm interested to see, because this is the first movie we're going to see probably where Wakanda has come out as a nation of technology. They might not get to address it too much. You'd probably have to wait till like Black Panther's sequels or other films involving Black Panther where he teams up. But seeing how that technology thing of like affects like Tony and all their companies, because it's like maybe Stark tries to buy a bit of Wakanda and technology, or tries to make a business deal.
Shuri is either going to help Vision or help bring back Vision, because he's got that holograph.
Yeah,
because he's either had the stone ripped out of him, or he's trying to save him.
Yeah, he's like the MacGuffin of the whole thing, which is why the Wakanda battle's probably at the end. But yeah, the hiding thingy. But where's the Soul Stone?
Don't even start. Don't even.
No, it's great because the Russo brothers have started that hashtag going in. They just had like a white background hashtag. Where is the Soul Stone? And
so I think whenever a trailer comes out, whenever any piece of news comes out, I just sit there with Fraser and I just shout at him. I'm like, none of this matters because of the Soul Stone.
Yeah, where's the Soul Stone?
Where like it doesn't. Oh, I get like even when I saw Black Panther, I was like, that's great. This is a great film, but where's the Soul Stone?
Where's the Soul?
Where's the Soul Stone? That's great. Where's the Soul Stone?
Yeah. It's this great mystery. Do you reckon it's going to be like a Star Wars thing where it's just like,
it was in us all along.
Oh, like, yeah, or something. Because there's so many theories, isn't there, and stuff like that.
We haven't got time to go into all of the theories. Any other major points from the trailer? Major points?
No, I'm pretty happy with it. Good. It was a cool trailer. I've seen the guy who's mixed the two together. One guy mixed the two together. I'll be honest, those mixes sometimes are really good. That, for me, it wasn't that good because the way the music synced, it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
A for effort, the guy who did it, well done. Like, good work. But, like, yeah, the music didn't really sync. But someone has done it where they've done it what they think of the scenes in chronological order.
That makes sense.
Madness, innit? What fans will do.
So we go to our next topic.
Yeah. So Ava Duvernay, director of the recent Wrinkle in Time Disney movie, not doing too well, to be fair.
Not doing too well, unfortunately.
Great cast, but apparently the story's a bit
based on the book, so it's not apparently.
Yeah. I mean, that's not why it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to base it on the book. That's why it's gone to.
Here we go.
But yeah, she's doing a New Gods movie for
DC.
What's your thoughts and feelings?
I have a bunch of thoughts and feelings. I just want you, like, this isn't calling you out on anything like that. This is just a general test. Name me as many New Gods as you can.
They all come from Apocalypse.
They all come from Apocalypse. Yeah, you're right. Could you one?
No.
Darkseid. Pardon?
Darkseid.
Yep.
Oh, is he actually?
He's a New God.
Oh, Darkseid. All those other dudes. Wait, does that mean Thingy is? Who did they have as the villain for Justice League? Steppenwolf.
Don't think he's
because he's like a cousin's nephew's uncle.
I don't think he classes. No, he's not.
Darkseid. Yeah, because it's just Darkseid.
No, there's more. So.
No, I mean like the name.
Yeah. So, I do like the fact that we are getting a New Gods movie because I read Darkseid War recently, and Darkseid War was really good, and I learned a few of the New Gods, but I don't think we were saying about this earlier. New Gods isn't a film that they should be doing right now in the DC schedule. Like, you've just had Justice League. You shouldn't be once again doing not a villains movie, but like you had Steppenwolf. Nobody liked Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to see
I think it's because they still want to do Darkseid, and obviously like they can't really do it with Justice League now because it's all sort of like it's a lot of like throwing pancake mix at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's my PG
Yeah.
version.
You're right. Because so I'm just
Or
gonna
like Oh, here's a good one. Because did you know? This is a bit of a fun fact. It might be lies that my dad told me. Yeah, if you throw spaghetti at the wall and it sticks,
No, it's cooked. Yeah, no,
then that
that's
means
true.
it's cooked. Maybe that's their thing. Like they're throwing
Yeah.
spaghetti at the wall, and anything that's there's like Aquaman's cooked. Shazam's cooked. Flashpoint needs a
Not
few
so
more
right.
needs a few more minutes.
So sorry,
but
I'll go to my thoughts.
it does feel weird. It feels like it might be like it's not one they're going to do straight away. It might be like a Nightwing thing, so they just want to put it in people's brainwaves. But Ava Duvernay's a good director
She's a good director.
have on there.
I think if she did it, this is going to be very Big Barda and Mr. Miracle central because those two are married. And obviously I know.
Oh, are they?
They're new gods.
They're new gods.
New gods.
I wouldn't have thought that. Mr. Miracle always reminds me of Vision.
Mr. Miracle is fantastic. He reminds you of Vision because Tom King, the same person who wrote the Visions,
both,
and the same color scheme, red and yellow and green.
I'll be honest. It wasn't the fact that they had the same writer.
Okay,
It was
the
more
red
their
and yellow
visuals.
and green.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, you know what? I don't think all characters written by one guy are the same because I don't confuse Spider-Man and Jessica Jones. Or Jessica Jones and Riri Williams, or Jessica Jones.
Yeah, all right. That's probably what DC and Marvel thought. But I don't like Mr. Miracle. I've got perfect castings for them. I've already thought of fan cast and things like that. But
there's loads about, isn't there? Yeah.
I'd like to see this, but not right now. Come on, like Mr. Miracle is such a good character, and I can't wait to read about him. And Big Barda is a really good inspiration as well.
Mr. Miracle's been the big one for DC recently that's not been rebirthed, like done this sort of his own little mini run, and like people were saying
it's such a good idea, but not right now.
Do you reckon they'll do like? Sorry to interrupt, but what they've been doing now with sort of like Infinity Countdown is introduce like a load more of the Black Order, and like to get people more aware of it. Do you reckon they'll do that with this like New Gods movie? Like, so with the New Gods, when the New Gods come out, they'll release more comic books but they'll maybe do like a Justice League New Gods, so people will actually read that book and then sort of learn more about it. Because they sort of did that with Suicide Squad.
They did, yeah. They did it with Darkseid War because there's a lot of new gods in Metron. There's a guy who sits in a chair who knows everything.
Yeah, I know him because you were like, oh, he's the thinker, and I was like, okay, cool.
He's literally a guy who sits in a chair, and the chair gives him ultimate knowledge. And Batman sits in the chair, and that's how he finds out that there are three Jokers. But he's like, I just don't. Sorry, what was your question?
Do you reckon they'll like reintroduce the new gods into like DC?
I reckon they should. Like Darkseid War is a good start. If anybody wants to read Darkseid War,
because that's when they're going to start bringing that. Because they haven't brought the new gods back into.
They haven't, not yet. Well, like the highest they've gone is Dr. Manhattan, really.
Yeah.
Mind you, Dr. Manhattan incinerated Metron. Yeah. Metron's gone. Big Barda and Miss Miracle are going around. They're probably dealing with a bunch of new gods in. Also, Darkseid's dead. Darkseid's dead. Darkseid's gone now.
Didn't they have a Darkseid baby?
They have a Darkseid baby that Batman used in metal.
Yeah.
But mind you, that baby is explained in Darkseid War. They've also got. Oh God, is it the Anti-Monitor? Yeah, it's the Anti-Monitor. Yeah. I think he's dead too, or he might be alive. I don't know.
See, now that you say these, I sort of do know him. Like, so I wouldn't mind seeing a film introducing them. DC doing well at comics, so it might be that the films serve the comics instead of like how with Marvel now the comics sort of are serving the films. It might be the fact that it might be in the switch for DC where the films. Oh no, I've lost a lid to this pen I was playing with. Sorry, carry on.
No, I think.
Actually, sorry. As I picked up I picked up my thought as well. So like maybe DC's films serve the comics because you see a load of different Suicide Squad titles now. You see loads of different Suicide Squad animated stuff. Doubt you would have really seen that before the films.
Maybe an animated film would be okay. Maybe like a Mr. Miracle animated film. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, I was always thinking with the films, I say they should do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the big brain at Warner Brothers. But Warner Brothers seems to be trusting anyone. But what would be cool for me personally is if they sort of do what they do with the animated stuff and you don't necessarily connect them, just do loads of different films because then you can do like a Killing Joke with some types of different actors, and then if that's bad, it doesn't affect the rest of the universe. So if you do just a load of different standalones, and maybe have like, because like sometimes you'll have Mark Hamill playing the Joker in more than one. Just have like you could have Gal Gadot playing in more than one, and then you can just get different people. Because I think with their characters as well, people don't always agree with the casting, but like that doing the whole one shots. It sort of gives you. It
That's
makes you different to Marvel as well, but it also gives you the chance to recast, or also say if you think, oh, we've got two people for this character, we can do that. Like Jason Momoa could be Lobo, and it just be like, oh no, this is just one. Not all of them have to connect, and I think it'd be a cool, interesting.
That's why Wonder Woman was great, because this one was amazing because it connected, but it also had nothing to do with anything.
It was on its own, yeah. It was it stood alone. That wasn't the only reason it was great.
There's lots of others, but
it was great because it was, it gave representation to people who haven't been represented. It was it had a great.
The Themyscirians.
No, yeah. I thought you said femist then, as in feminists, Themyscirians.
No, I had to think of the island for a while, and I was like, hang on a minute.
That could sort of work there. But yeah, Wonder Woman worked on so many levels. But again, yeah, part of that, like you say, is that's detachment from it, and it's worked well for your animated stuff.
I'd like to.
I'd say just go for it.
Oh, I'm skeptical. I'd like to see some actual maybe production on this before they say, all right, new gods, here we go.
It is just getting it out there, isn't it? Really, to be honest, it's getting it out in the social.
What else have we got to talk about on film? What's our
so Spike Lee, famous director in O2, is in line to direct a Nightwatch movie. If you don't know Nightwatch,
nobody does.
It's, to put it simply, he is a Spawn ripoff
in Spider-Man.
Yeah, so this is going to be in the Sony universe. This is going to be a Spidey spin-off. Nightwatch had his own series, but they were that scared that in the first issue they put Spider-Man on the front cover. But yeah, this is a Spider-Man spin-off film. It's sort of in that Sony universe. This universe, just so if you're keeping count at home, has got Venom, Silver and Black, and Morbius the Living Vampire. Oh, you literally just... okay.
Yes, I've got it up here.
This is all starting with Venom coming out this year. For me, I reckon all these films are R-rated to me.
You're right.
The Spawn ripoff, just think... Basically, for Nightwatch, just think Spawn in your head. Look at a Google image of him. It's Spawn.
The Spawn
it's basic, just everything you know about... but this was kind of cool, because these four... I was scratching my head so hard at why these four...
please don't. You got a brain in there.
No, why these three films connect. And I was like, how do these three films connect? And I was like, they've all been sort of anti-heroes or heroes in Spider-Man's thing. And then I found the click as I was going for it. This was how bad it got. I went through some of my Spider-Man stuff, and I realised they all feature in Maximum Carnage, the story. And they all help Spider-Man take on Carnage. So I'm starting to believe that this little Sony universe is leading towards a Maximum Carnage film, which I think will be pretty cool. I'd be totally down for that. But it's so weird. It's just it's of it you get that R-rated feeling, and seeing Maximum Carnage would be incredible. Seeing Carnage on screen would be, and there's been so many rumors that Carnage is going to appear as a post-credit scene in Venom. So I think that would make sense. And sort of what you would have is in this universe, maybe my hope is to have Peter Parker in it, but by the seams of things, they're building a bigger universe. So maybe you have Venom, Eddie Brock lead this universe, which I can see happening. People know Venom. Yeah, even if you're not really a comic book fan, Venom's sort of, he's sort of known. He's one of them sort of you'd go to someone in the street and you sort of name some Spider-Man villains, and Venom's either in their head, hopefully because of the cartoon, because the cartoon did a bit better, but maybe because of Spider-Man 3, but people sort of have an idea of him. So my hope is that Peter Parker, because Peter Parker is supposedly going to feature in this Venom movie, so I'm hoping there's a connection there. There was, in fact, in the trailer for Infinity War, there was a spacecraft that people have tried to link with the one that was in the Venom trailer. That would be cool. Just even a bit of gloop from space, like Spider-Man picking it up. That would be a super, oh my goodness, this is a cool moment. They're connected, but they're not connected. It'd be this connection for me to the MCU would be the same way as the Netflix one. It's like, yeah, they're in the same universe, but they don't really talk about or they don't really connect it. Sorry, I'll let you. I've gone on for a bit.
That's okay. I know it's your thing. I know Spider-Man is your thing. But, I mean, to me, there's a lot of problems with this. I know you said that you wanted Carnage, like, on later and developed later. And, you know, like, I know this is what you want with them developing developing up to a maximum Carnage movie.
Oh, no,
Cool.
I mean, this is just what it seems like they're doing.
Because I'd love a maximum Carnage movie, too. But why are they doing this? Like, who is this? I've never heard of this character. It's from the 90s Spider-Man, and we all know that comics 90s wasn't the best.
Yeah, but he's returned. He's returned in the...
Has he?
Yeah, 2014.
Has he actually returned?
For a bit. Yeah. No, this is the thing, like, obviously it's Sony doing their own thing, but you have to think about this. Now, this is going to be hard for both of us because we weren't around back then.
Yeah.
But back when the MCU started, Iron Man was a nobody. Captain America was a nobody.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, Guardians of the Galaxy was a nobody. Like, all these properties, like Hulk was the biggest draw of the MCU and is arguably the worst film in the MCU. Arguably. So, like, you can put your beliefs in anything, and it, like, to be fair, Sony want to make this universe, and, like,
they do, because they still want to claim stuff from Marvel.
Like, I'm one of those people who, like, people are like, oh, I don't want this film to work. Like, I would want any superhero to work, any superhero movie to work, because then it just means we get more and more, and it's more stuff I enjoy. And, like, yeah, I might, like, out of these films, Morbius could be terrible, Nightwatch could be terrible, but Venom and Black and Silver, or, like, any combination of them, like, one of these four could be bad, and maybe we get a good maximum cut. Like, I'm happy. Like, I'm gonna watch it. Like, you know what I mean? It's more content for me to.
I know what you mean. I suppose this.
Also, as well, Spike Lee's an incredible director. Like, this is like a big pull.
I was having a look at him actually beforehand. I don't think I've ever seen a Spike Lee film.
You have, because we did a film of his last year in Hollywood cinema.
Oh, okay, we did. Didn't realize.
We
did. Yes, I don't know which one, but I do remember them mentioning Spike Lee now.
But yeah, Spike Lee's really good. He did like a Malcolm X documentary, and then he did a Malcolm X film.
I suppose this is the Angry Welshman and the Chill Mancunian coming out. But I want more before they say, oh, definitely. Like, I want a bit more than for them to say Nightwatch film. Like, it's for me.
They're just saying they've got a director for it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't them going, we're doing this, and this. It's just like, we're working towards it. Like, to be fair, that Venom thing, I didn't think it was going to happen until we saw a trailer.
Same.
So I'm sort of like, okay, they're building their universe. Like, they're setting the foundations, because that's what you have to do now. And it's because of people like us who are like, you know, like, oh, what are they going to do? What are they doing? Oh, we need your 10-year plan. Like movie studios think now, and it's because of this vicious cycle that blockbuster movies is going through. It's like every studio needs this 10-year plan that everyone's assigned to. Like, you've got to announce what you're doing and what you're setting up and what you're leading up to, and you have to announce the director and all this. And there's this cycle. This is a great video on YouTube. I can't like quite link it now in my head, but like, it just shows this cycle of like first trailer, and then it goes Comic-Con spot, opening weekend, and then it just keeps going round in a circle for different films. And it's this whole video talks about how like these films aren't going to last long in like viewership, not like they're going to keep going on and on. This cycle's going to keep going. But like a film, say like, for example, say we'll say Doctor Strange, because that's the example I think they used. Like Doctor Strange, it would be great the first weekend, but then say you might rewatch it in 2 years' time, then some of the jokes that you found really funny aren't that funny anymore. Or like something won't, you'll be like, oh wait, this doesn't match up, especially when you see these new cycle films.
Guardians 2 and Spider-Man. I think at the moment, like some of the moments in those two, like when we've been rewatching them,
exactly.
Guardians 2 definitely some of the jokes don't hold up. But it's still a good film.
That's what I'm talking about. Like the films don't suffer from it, but there is that. It's like this thing of like the weekend audience.
It's the first,
there's jokes for the weekend audience, and I think Star Wars Episode 8 started to do that, because the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, these are a lot of jokes. But then the second time I watched it, the jokes weren't ha 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 ha, like the audience reactions to the jokes weren't ha 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 ha, so I wasn't taken away from it, so I could almost ignore the jokes. And also, like, they weren't played.
For Star Wars, I preferred it on the second viewing.
Yeah, I
had
did
so much more fun on the second, because I just turned my brain off and I just had so much more fun.
I did too, and it was like the whole like, yeah, the jokes thing. Like, it's more to the jokes, but I also think that's why so many people have a criticism saying like, oh, Marvel movies have too many jokes, and it's because so many people watch it that opening weekend, and there's so much laughter that it's, I don't know, don't take you away from it, but just sort of like, it's like, oh, I didn't realize this was a comedy. It's like, no, watch it another time, and then that just lets you digest the story more. But again, that's smart on some of the Marvel filmmakers. It's like it makes you want to rewatch it to get a different thingy and like to take you away from that weekend thing, and it just means more money for them. So they're clever with it. They know what they're doing.
So,
but yeah, a Sony universe I'd be down with, because I reckon they have this R-rated one, and then they have the animated Spider-Verse one, and then I've got my MCU, and I've got hopefully a DCEU or like DC films and stuff like that. Hey, throw in some Image, throw in some Archie, make a load of comic book films. I'd be a happy chappy.
what other topics are we going to talk about?
So this was a news topic a while ago, because the Mission Impossible directors were being circled around a Green Lantern Corps movie.
Christopher McQuarrie.
Yeah.
Did a little Googling.
And so, like, it was starting people going around as speculating and fan casting Tom Cruise as Hal Jordan. So what's your thoughts and feelings?
We talked about this a while ago, and I know, like,
Not on air, don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
You've not missed anything.
Yeah, you didn't.
I've checked every show. You lied. You don't mention the man Tom Cruise anywhere. Or the fact that he does his own stunts. You know he does his own stunts. Sorry, carry on.
Talk now.
Yeah,
please.
I just wanted to do my bit.
Like, I know, like, we said a while ago, like, oh, what if we did this? And then I said, what if Tom Cruise was Hal Jordan? You went, nah, no, this is just speculation, nah. And now you brought it up on air, so now I have to bring back all this stuff that I talked about 2 weeks ago.
Did I say that?
You did. You were like, no, it's just the director. It won't mean that Tom Cruise is.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I wouldn't actually, I think this would be hilarious.
No, because I sort of digested it, and it's actually, like, it's kind of funny, because Hal Jordan is essentially Top Gun.
Yeah.
So, like, Tom Cruise was Top Gun, so that sort of works. And I'm like, okay, it grew on me. And then I was like, oh yeah, and it could be a team-up film like the Mission Impossible films, because that's what they, like, if it's a Green Lantern Corps film, even if you're not doing the many Earth ones, even if you're doing, like, you know, Kilowog or, like, all them,
so
it's
cool.
still like it. And the Mission Impossible director guys have shown they can do team-up films.
The
so
Mission Impossible directors, Christopher McQuarrie, who's doing 5 and 6, is fantastic, and I think he's done a great job of both of the films. Can't wait for Mission Impossible 6, and I can't wait for Green Lantern Corps. It's one of my most anticipated DC movies, and I can't wait.
I hope it happens, because that was one of the first ones they announced as well, and it was like
Yeah.
2020. And how mad is it to think that 2020 is 2 years
so
away?
close.
And then I'd be interested to get up the whole list and see, oh, wait, which of these movies is still happening? Which of these movies has happened? And which of these, like, because they had, like, a Justice League Part 1, Part 2, and, like, yeah.
Well, essentially, I wanted Green Lantern Corps to be like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, because that was the one everyone was saying, when it was like, is it Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like a Lethal Weapon with Hal and Jon Stewart. I was like, I'd be down for that. That'd be
See a
pretty
bunch
sick.
of different Lantern Corps, like having a little bunch of Lantern Corps, it'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they can do it. Maybe Tom Cruise is the guy, maybe he isn't.
And Tom
but, like,
Cruise as well would be like an older Hal.
Yeah.
Like, we got sort of, remember a while back they were talking about different casting, like people they were looking, and they were looking
ages
they were looking at like Ryan Reynolds
Hang
again,
on.
jokingly,
Yeah.
but like Joel McHale from Community
Yeah.
was up there. I mean, you just purely on like the Community base alone, we were like, oh my goodness, yes. Joel McHale, because he's got that sass.
Oh,
but
Joel-
like, no, it does make you think, doesn't it? Because like Tom Cruise, the Top Gun sort of thing, because you know.
Tom
He is
Cruise
a pilot.
Tom Cruise was rumored a while ago. Actually,
He was.
He was originally. Yeah, he was. Armie Hammer, Bradley Cooper, Jake Gyllenhaal, Joe McHale.
Oh yeah, because that Arnie Hammer one's been going for a
He's been going for ages.
wow.
He has been proper teasing it, like on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like he's still teasing us now.
Could you imagine if Tom Cruise got it over him and he's like, it's like, oh, it's all right, mate. You can be Guy Gardner. There's your compromise.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm excited to see where, especially if the Mission Impossible director's doing it. If he produces a script, that'd be fantastic. Because
That'd be cool.
Especially if it was-
would it be a different writer?
probably a different writer.
I was going to say, because I don't know if he writes and directs.
I remember I pitched it a while ago to you, like this idea of like Green Lantern Corps have to be called out to this random planet, and like Hal Jordan and whatever, and he's been doing his job. It's not an origin story, and like they go to this planet and they find out that it's like the Yellow Lanterns are back, and That'd be so. They have to then fight, and like it's like a minefield. That'd be so cool.
You know what they do though, because it's DC and they rush into things. They do Blackest Night straight away.
Oh, straight away.
They just Blackest Night, Brightest Day. It's like, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
It's a shame really because that Green Lanterns movie set up a perfectly good sequel. I think
did.
With like the Sinestro turn. Mark Strong unfortunately is in Shazam because he would have been a great Sinestro again.
Yeah.
But I reckon you can find a good Sinestro.
By the way, that Green Lantern film with Ryan Reynolds is canon to both of us.
Yeah, I love it, me.
Yeah,
I don't actually mind it, and I'm like, I hate myself that I don't mind it because I'm like, I should see this as bad apparently, but then I'm like, and the other side of me is like, you know what, Fraser, enjoy it. If you like it, like that's my message to anyone listening out there. If you like a film and everyone tells you it's bad, just enjoy it. You know the scene from me and Matt were talking about this a while ago because we were talking about Spider-Man 3, how we low-key enjoy it. But there's a scene from Spider-Man 3 where...
it's not the dancing Tom.
No, it's better because it's another memeable moment. It's where Harry Osborn is eating the pie.
Yeah.
And the waitress comes in and goes, oh, how's the pie? And he has that smirk and he goes, wonderful. Like, it's that. Like, whenever someone says anything about that now, and I was like, Matt, that is perfect because now anytime someone says, "What do you think about Spider-Man 3?" I'm just gonna put that meme. It's just like, like
wonderful.
Just like, just James Franco's like, smug fit. Like, yeah. So that's my opinions on Green Lanterns. Is anytime anyone asks me on
we
that,
want it to happen.
should we use that as a rating system? If something's like everyone else will probably think this is bad, but I enjoy it. Like Ready Player One, people like if it comes out and I'm like. Everyone probably hates it, but I enjoy it. That could be our like James Franco eating the pie. Harry Osborn eating the pie in Spider-Man 3 is like the rating of other people will probably think it's bad, but I enjoy it.
I'll try and find my.
I reckon that's a good one for like our. Oh yeah, like for that's our interaction. For like we love it and everyone else loves it. We'll probably just find a like going yes.
I mean, I know it's not. I mean, it's completely different. But I like Age of Ultron. I know a lot of people don't like Age of Ultron.
I don't mind Age of Ultron. It's just I think the hype around it was what sort of made it suffer. So is Age of Ultron sort of your
kind of
Is your Harry Osborn eating the pie?
Yeah, I like Age of Ultron.
Can you get the picture up?
Oh yeah, hang on.
Just because I want to see it.
What is it?
Oh
Wonderful?
no! When I'm editing this for YouTube, should I put it in there? Should I? It doesn't say wonderful. It's like Harry Osborn eating a pie.
Harry Osborn.
Treat yourself, mate. Maybe if I edit this good, it will appear. I'm
not
gonna do it. There it is. Eating the pie. Nom.
I'll try and put a link to it in.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, that's the. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
No. Hal Jordan's good. Tom Cruise.
I think we like. Green Lantern movie, like everyone wants to see.
I want to see a good.
Oh wait, the only downside is you're gonna have to put this out there because otherwise someone might go and complain about us. Is that Steppenwolf does say Earth, no lanterns.
Oh, for
fudge sauce. But that could just mean like he's off somewhere else.
He's off somewhere else. He's gotta be off somewhere else.
Either that or like. It doesn't matter, and none of these movies are going to be connected anymore. Yeah. Which would be great.
No, he's off somewhere else. Screw it. He's off somewhere else. He's got to be.
But yeah, unless you've got the maybe Abin Sur's the one for then.
Yeah, and he's already dead.
For then, yeah. Yeah, at that exact moment of attack, Abin Sur's dead, and there's not quite a Green Lantern.
There's not
because they've established that Green Lantern's all about in Justice League, which was very hard.
No protectors. No, that's honestly probably maybe a favourite part of
that
Justice League. Is in the trailer. It's not even in the film.
Oh yeah. Actually, no, he doesn't say it in the film.
Not in the film.
So would you say... This is a good argument that we may have to... Actually, no, we'll keep up for a bit.
Yeah.
Is stuff that's in the trailer but doesn't appear in the film canon?
No, it's not canon. Because it's not in the film. That's...
Yeah.
Because the trailers aren't...
Because
No, it's
obviously,
not in the film.
deleted scenes, people don't count that as canon.
Yeah.
But
it's not technically deleted scenes, but it is. Because it's not stuff that's in the thing.
Yeah, technically, it's not in the film.
No, I wouldn't say it's canon, would you?
No, I don't think I would.
No. Yes, we found a loophole.
But I'm trying... Yeah, that's our loophole. Yeah, because if it's not in the film, then it's not in the...
Sorry,
yeah.
I know
that's almost like a first draft. It's... Oh.
I aggressively pointed at you then, but it was a happy aggressive point.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I did my chilled reaction of, okay, yeah.
But
yeah, no.
Woohoo!
That's
we found a link.
That's a good thing.
I'm happy.
Good question for like
The chat board.
because obviously it's all opinions based, and we do like to leave questions out for people. So if you're listening live or if you're listening on
Yeah.
YouTube, here's a question for you.
Please put it in the comments.
Do you think stuff in the trailer counts as canon? Because Rogue One had a load of stuff that got removed from the trailer. So is that canon?
Yeah.
Mind you, though, that does put it down. Like that agrees more with ours purely because they changed Forrest Whitaker's character a load of times.
With his eye and his hair and
Yeah. So.
shall we go to?
But yeah. So now that's the film section done.
TV news coming up.
On the TV section of the show. First bit of TV news is Titans got some episode titles.
Oh,
Now, they got them a while back, like last week, but we forgot about it.
Yep. And we had people on.
Yeah. Totes. But one of the interesting titles, well, for both of us, was there was a Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, episode 8 or 7.
There's like a title that said Jason
There we
Todd.
go. No, there we go. Oh, this is going to be so cool.
Just to clarify, it was episode 7.
Yep. This is going to be so cool. I can't wait to see Jason Todd. We were talking the other day how it might not be him as Red Hood. It might be him as an orphan. It might not be might not be like shooting and blazing. It might be just sort of orphan, like trying to nick the wheels off the Batmobile.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was, at first I was like, I thought the title would have been called Red Hood. Because in the other ones, so, do you mind clicking back on it? My eyes were not fully adjusted. So the 7 titles they released, the pilot one is called Titans. Now, this is good because I was a bit worried because I swear a while back we saw Doom Patrol as one of the title things. And I was like, that can't be the first one. But the first one's going to be Titans, then Hawk and Dove, Starfire, Rachel, the Doom Patrol, the Messenger, and then Jason Todd. So this is pretty cool because obviously a load of those characters are well-known Titans characters. Like Hawk and Dove, they're a cool little duo, very similar to Cloak and Dagger. Starfire, obviously, if you're a fan of even like the cartoon show, Starfire and her relationship with Nightwing, which I'm hoping we get to see a lot of. Raven with Rachel, they're sort of doing that. So it's kind of weird. And then the Jason Todd thing. So it's kind of weird because it's mixed with like, they've gone with superhero identities and then sort of like their civilian identities. So they sort of mixed up a bit. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, it's be interesting to see how much Jason Todd plays into the show.
Maybe he's on the team, and then Dick Grayson's on there too as well. And he just sort of maybe they don't agree. And
we don't need to see 2 Robins on a team.
No, we do. We need all of them.
No, I mean like that's what they say. We don't need to see 2 Robins.
Like maybe they disagree. Like, cause obviously Jason kills and Dick. So maybe Jason leaves and he's like, no, I'm not going to do this if you're on the team anymore. Yeah. Or maybe I can't wait to see how they do it. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's really interesting to see it. Jason Todd would fit in Arrow like too well.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely that kind of thing. And it was weird for me because obviously, like, when you think about fitting the Robins into the Arrowverse, I was like, fitting the Titans into the Arrowverse, people were saying, like, oh, yeah, Nightwing would be on Arrow and he's been referenced a bit in Arrow. And I was like, I kind of like to see him in the Flash, though, because he's sort of like, he's a nicer Robin. And Nightwing's a nicer version of Batman.
If Nightwing was on the Flash, I think you'd download that episode. You'd not stop watching it.
It'd be so good.
If Jason Todd,
especially if it was like a Wally, like with Wally West as well.
If Jason Todd was on the Flash, I wouldn't stop watching that either.
I don't think Jason Todd's too great for the Flash. Jason Todd would definitely be on Arrow. If Jason Todd was on Arrow, would you watch it?
Yeah, I'd watch it actually. Probably.
I would actually as well. I like all the Robins apart from Damien.
Yeah, nobody. No, let's not go there. We everybody knows. Like I have my hates.
If Damien was on Titans, I'd be like, why?
Why? Stop it. Yeah.
Why? Get rid of it. Get rid of it, mate. Get rid of it.
We skipped the episode.
But no, like these cool. So it seems like they're gonna spend a good couple of episodes setting up the team, setting up the different members. They're probably gonna have like a little bit of a start at the beginning with the Titans because obviously it's, and then they'll find Starfire and then they'll meet Raven and then they'll have an interaction with Jason Todd. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'm down for that.
Next topic. Your fave, your absolute fave.
Riverdale. Oh, I don't know. again, it's that James Franco, Norman Osborn eating pie. So good, so good. So bad it's good. Big bowl of cheese. But yeah, so there's a recent episode that I'm not going to delve into too much. Just because it was a big theory based one, and I'll go into that more once my brain's ready to think it all together and I'm basically going to have the scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he's got his little chart and he's going to do. I'm basically going to do that with Riverdale probably for next week, just to sort of link it all together. But the one before that was a very weird episode, and it was a giant commercial for this Love Simon film. Which is a film I'm really looking forward to. It's got Nick Robinson in, the kid from Jurassic World. He's also been in really good films, like there's one called Everything. He's also the kid from Melissa and Joey. I was a big fan of that show. You know any for?
Nope.
You never seen Melissa and Joey?
Nope.
Definitely worth a shot, man. It's good. I like it. You'll probably find the daughter in it attractive as well. So that's something for you there.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, he's like this Love Simon film does look good, and it's about like it's about this kid who's just like oh, I'm just like everyone else, apart from like this one big secret, and it's that he's gay and stuff like that. And it's it's a good film, like it's a film with a great message, and it's sort of doing this whole thing of like it's redefining a teen genre film. Like how we sort of have Easy A, and everyone goes, oh, how great was Easy A? This is sort of going to be Love Simon. Now, it may seem like I've been talking a lot about Love Simon instead of Riverdale, but this is essentially what the episode of Riverdale did. It talked more about what Love Simon than the actual episode and stuff that was going on. And to be fair, they're done by they're both Greg Berlanti's stuff, and this is a big Greg Berlanti passion project. But then they had this weird, the two couples, Betty and Jughead, Veronica and Archie, went to Veronica's lodge outside of town, and things just got weird. Like they were both having sex in the rooms, but could hear each other. Betty put on her dark Betty wig, this black wig where she goes all crazy and thing. It's I don't mean to kink shame, but it was it's kind of creepy. I was just especially because in my head canon, Jughead is asexual in the comics, and I'm like, oh dude, that's just gonna. Now you can't turn someone asexual, but that if anything was going to. But yeah, there was all that, and it was kind of weird, but cool stuff on the Riverside. Sort of on the Archie tracks. It's 3 hours ago on Instagram. I was just scrolling through then. Sabrina has started filming for Netflix. So that's going to be cool. It's a chilling adventure stuff. It's sort of more the horror. A good friend of the show and us personally, Luke, lent me The Afterlife of Archie. Some really cool stuff in that. I've not fully finished it yet. But the stuff that it delves into, and obviously chilling adventures. I've read the first one of season 2 in the comics, and I was like, okay, I'm down for this. And they've started filming. It's going to be on Netflix. I'm thinking it's gonna be I'm looking forward to that. More people, loads of people are like, oh, should I watch Riverdale to set up for that? And I was like, right now I'm like, nah, just Sabrina's good enough. Just watch Sabrina, and then if you can cope with that, and you've got a spare bit of time, and you can you can indulge in cheese, then go to Riverdale. But yeah, they also cast this guy from Austin and Ally, the main character, the blonde guy. If you know Austin and Ally, Disney show, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't know the show, you're not going to care that he's been casted. But he's cool. He's a cool guy. I remember being forced to watch Austin and Ally because of my sister. And, it's a bearable show. Their acting wasn't too bad. But yeah, it's another Disney guy as well. Cole Sprouse did good, so I'm trusting in him. Now, it's time for our favourite segment of the show.
Hey.
Zombie Wang or Zombie Clang, to just set you up for this. So a while back, there was a rumour that there was going to be a naked zombie on The Walking Dead. Now, Jacob is a keen follower of the show Walking Dead.
Oh, yes.
I'm not. I've just never got into it. I've never sat down and watched it. But I do have a lot of people going, oh, do you watch The Walking Dead? And Jacob is my helpful advisor of passing that conversation on.
Send them towards me, will you? Yeah.
Because no matter what, and again, it's this, I'm going to have to just keep saying it, but it just keeps happening. No matter what, you say to some fans, "Oh, I've not seen it," they will still talk to you about it, like you have seen
You
it.
say this every time. You
And
know
then,
this, right?
like, I just want to say, I'm pointing out that you are my hero in this
Okay,
situation because I just go, right, Jacob mentioned something about this. I've seen a meme about this, so I can just meme my way through the conversation. But anyway, there's supposedly a naked zombie. So we've been playing Zombie Wang or Zombie Clang. Now, Jacob will answer Zombie Wang if there was a naked zombie, because we were thinking, oh, maybe it's going to be a zombie Wang, and we're going to see that, or a zombie pair of breasticles. And Zombie Clang is like, no, nothing, no naked zombies.
Yep.
So, Zombie Wang or Zombie Clang?
Fraser, I am proud to report to you today, on this holiest of days, that I have seen Zombie Wang!
Zombie Wang! Was it everything you want? Was it everything you ever need? Was it here right in front of you?
Honestly, a bit weird and a bit disappointing. Basically,
sometimes that, when someone gets naked in front of you, sometimes it is disappointing.
It was this whole master plan of the saviors. Negan was gonna go take out Rick, and he said once and for all. So their plan was essentially to coat their bats and like their knives and all this stuff into
naked zombies.
No, in blood guts and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So they don't need to shoot. They don't need to shoot them. They just need to touch them. As soon as they touch them, they turn into a zombie. So they were going to attack. Yeah, like they were going to coat them in zombie. And
so they technically could have cut him up with naked zombies.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But Rick stopped that. Rick found Negan's car on the way to attack, and he like sidelined him.
He threw a zombie Wang at him.
No, took Negan off to the side, and he had his little fight. And then the two other generals, Dwight and Gareth, I think, were like, "Oh, we should go find Negan." But they both kind of hate Negan. They both kind of want to betray Negan. So he was like, "Oh, we'll go find Negan."
It seems like no one likes this Negan guy.
No. They found Negan's crashed car, exploded it a bit more, and were like, "Oh no, Negan's gone! Oh no, what's happening to Negan?" And then while they were discussing, this little fucking zombie, well, it's quite tall zombie, in the background starts to like wander up to them. I was like, "Is that thing wearing any clothes?" And it was like skin, like I showed you the photo. The
you
skin
showed me
was
the
drooping,
photo, and I was
like,
just like, that doesn't look like naked. That looks like. But you can't tell with zombies. I was like,
it was in the distance as well.
Would their body part, would their like, definitive features that let you know it's naked drop off?
I would no. I'd say they're on. I'd say they're just a bit moldy.
Would, yeah.
Also,
but like it did look like they were just wearing like a shirt they hadn't washed in like a month, and they just kept wearing it. You know, when someone's like, "Oh, I've got my favorite lucky shirt."
Me in winter.
It just looked like someone like that. Like I was like,
as well.
Maybe have a shower.
Dwight set fire.
Wash your clothes.
Dwight set fire to the car. So like fire everywhere, blood everywhere. Dwight. The one with the burnt face. Ignites.
Yeah. And then
yeah. No, he drops a match.
Dwight, I'm here to ignite.
Yeah. So he set fire to the car, and the thing like there was like, "Oh, Negan."
Is that what he said? Did he goes, "I'm Dwight, I'm here to ignite"?
No.
And then he walked away.
I wish.
From the fire, like dun-dun-dun.
I wish. No. He was a bit scared, really. But
oh man.
So if anything, that naked.
So he had quite a fright.
Oh fuck's sake. Oh shit. Fuck. I've started something else. Oh god damn it. If anything, that naked zombie's on fire.
Hey.
Just to add fuel to that fire.
Bit disappointing.
Well, it would no. It would. Nick. Do
you reckon? Right. Sorry, this is me speculating. Do you reckon that was just an extra? Just walk in the background.
Yeah.
You forgot to put your zombie clothes on.
Oh
well. Would zombies be that bothered about clothes?
Probably not. They probably don't care about anything apart from food.
That's what I mean. Like, would they? Unless they've got clothes already on them. I doubt like a zombie wakes up and goes, "No, I've got to. Oh, I wonder what pants to wear today."
I
put my skinny jeans on.
They probably just they're brain dead. So
exactly, yeah.
As well, it did give us like as much as. This
I wonder what brain dead people wear. I tell you what, they wear Reebok trackies. Way.
As much as this new zombie was a bit weird and disappointing, they did have a giant fight between Rick and Negan of like underground, and Rick set fire to his baseball bat, and it was really cool. And he started beating up a load of zombies and tried to kill Negan. But Negan is now somewhere else. He's with the one.
Wait, so Rick's got a baseball bat as well?
No. He found Negan dropped his, and he fucking set fire to it.
Oh, you don't want to drop his bat, mate.
No, he dropped his. He was hanging off.
Did it still have nails on it as well?
Yeah.
So it was in nails and on fire.
Zombie guts and on fire. So Rick.
So hardcore.
Rick tried to kill him and couldn't.
Wait,
he just
this is
missed.
A science question. What like nails and fire? They don't go well together, do they?
It's metal. So like he covered it in oil, and then set it on fire, or like petrol, whatever it was. But he shot him up with an AK, missed, and like now Negan's alive, barely. But I'm like having fun with it. Like I actually liked this episode.
Yeah.
It was kind of intense. There is a war coming next time, so next time I'll be able to go, oh, this person's dead.
I always feel like it's always leading to a war.
No, I mean this time it is actually.
And they're a bit sad that they're just always at war.
They're always at war. Well, actually, there was somebody that came in this episode. A random woman said, "Oh, I'll trade you food for knowledge." And Maggie was like, "What the fuck?" Gave them a book on how to build water silos, how to grow crops, how to do this, and so it's actually trying to make a future now instead of killing each other all the time.
You're ready to use your film and TV degree
Go for it.
to
Go for
ultimate knowledge.
Go for it.
Do you reckon that The Walking Dead is a social commentary on our current state in the environment, how we are all zombies, and Negan and Rick are our two different leaders, and that no matter what, that the two leaders are trying to take control, and we're just trying to follow them, and we're getting destroyed by both? Or do you reckon it's just zombies?
Zombies, zombies. We need ratings. I reckon it's a mix of the both. Actually, it's like, oh, we need them both, but also like,
I reckon the comic was.
yeah. Carl died trying to save somebody. So people are all like, oh, we need to start helping people instead of killing them now. And that's what Carl would have taught us. Carl died saving somebody, blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, and he's dead. And it's like, no, we need to help people. Like that's what Carl wants. So yeah, it is like they're not being more pacifist. I say they're being more pacifist. And next episode's a war. But they're going to try and figure things. And people are converted. The Saviors are horrible. The Saviors are horrible people. They like force their agenda on everybody. But Saviors are converting. They're like, no, we want to go to Rick's side. Like, Rick's helping us. And he was saying, one of the officers was saying, like, they've thrown everything at Rick. They've thrown body and guts and grenades and stuff at Rick's team. And he's still coming back. And he was like, they don't scare. We're leaving. Like, we're leaving Negan. And that's why they didn't go back for Negan. Because it was like, oh, Rick's taking him out. It's fine. Rick took him aside. And
So, if you were to make a political comparison,
oh shit, here we go. I can swing.
who would you say is Negan, and who would you say is Rick?
I would say Trump is Negan, and I'd
That's
say
just
the
a
rest
good
of
go-to,
us
and it's like, who's the villain in this? They're probably Trump.
and I would say Bernie Sanders is Rick, because I love Bernie. Should we go to another topic?
Sorry, I tried to make you go all deep then.
That's okay. I'm gonna watch a Riverdale episode and try and do it to you next time.
Good lord. There's no deep meaning in that.
Yeah.
Actually, no. There's probably something about how community is a bad thing and how parents are evil and and you should all, you should follow your community no matter what your community is. If you want, I can do a deep episode. We can do a wisecrack edition of our show where we just depict the meanings of everything. Because that's a good way to
Avengers trailer. Stuff. I reckon it was more political than actual sci-fi.
Yeah. Well, you can do it with a load of stuff. You can do it with like Rick and Morty, and obviously like Black Panther.
I got it. Speaking of deep and political and backstories,
Jessica Jones.
Oh, segue. We are on point with our segues. We've been watching Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones season 2 has been out.
Yeah.
We got the first
don't worry,
7.
we're not gonna probably do.
Yeah, we won't be spoiling it.
It depends what your definition of spoiler is, because like we're gonna talk about it, but we're not gonna be like, oh, so da 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 and ba da da.
No, we'll not be spoiling it. We'll just be giving our reviews on what we think of it so far.
Our opinions.
Yeah, we've only watched the first 7 episodes, so don't worry.
We're telling you lies. We've seen them all.
Seen them all. Nah.
We've seen everything.
Have you seen them all?
No.
Okay.
No,
good.
shh. They don't need to know that. No, because then, I'll be honest. I feel like this is the last time we talk about Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because to be fair, you can sort of give an overview, and you can sort of see where it's going, and the stuff we're going to say now is probably going to be more important than if we talked about it again next week. So, what do you think of Jessica Jones? Wow. That?
Yeah, I mean...
that. You gave, so much for The Walking Dead.
Piss off.
And you...
No, I know, this is right. Obviously, I'll talk about it, but that is my kind of, one-word summary of it. It's not like, oh, it's great, or it's awesome, it's
Oh, so you want to do your one-word summary. You want me to yander on for a bit.
No, I will talk about it, but I was going to go and then go blah, 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 blah.
Okay, do you blah, 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 blah then?
It could be a whole lot better. There's no, this isn't a big spoiler, but there's no main villain. There's no associated, she has to take down him this series. it's a lot about Jessica's backstory, and it's filler essentially, and it's stuff that not that we don't care about, and it's not that we don't need to see. It's just obviously there's a bunch of different directors on them, and I don't think there was any coordination for this. And it's Jessica's story, yeah, but there's really I've no idea what's going on. I've no idea why. Like some of this could have been mixed into season 1, and obviously they could have done so many things with Jessica. They could have included her on Luke Cage, or they could have had her like maybe Jessica and Hellcat series, or some like her with her teaming up with the Daughters of the Dragon. But like I would have preferred to see so many other things than like it's not a chore watching it. I just expected so much better. She's just having sex a lot and swearing, and she's punching a few people, but like she's having trouble punching those people. And now, like she's finding like people are not sticking around, and it's just very like these dynamics that they're coming up with, and it's just very strange. Like it's not a normal Netflix series. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did season 1. Season 1 was something phenomenal. This is not as great. Obviously, it's not as bad as Iron Fist. Don't worry. It's still Jessica Jones, still awesome, but it's just not as good as we wanted it to be, especially before Infinity War, especially with what Netflix have been doing recently. They could have done a whole lot better. It's good. It's all right. Like I know it's gonna pick up, but like it's taking a while. Like the first episode, I was nearly falling asleep at just because it just took so long, and I wasn't ready for how bored I was gonna be of a few of the scenes. Anyway. You can.
When you say we, are you channeling your inner Mark Spector there and saying you is in multiple personalities?
Did I say we a lot?
You said we.
Crap. Then yes.
Because I have to say I completely disagree with you.
Oh crap. Well, I am Conchi then.
Also, I want to talk about how this ain't an attack on you, but to me, this is sort of like the people who aren't gonna like Jessica Jones for me are the people like not like you, but like. Have the mindset you have going into it, where it's like you'd seen this as a regular Marvel thing, or you're like, there's no villain in this. This isn't a series where it's like Jessica's facing a villain, or like the hero has to take on this villain, or there's this big fight scene, or it's it's not a Marvel, like it's not a comic you usually expect, where it's like, oh, I've got to punch up this person now, or I've got to do this. I enjoy the show, and I personally enjoy what they're showcasing, because it's showing that these events that happen to heroes, like the events of season 1, and the events in the backstory of Jessica, like the way she got her powers, the way she was tested, the stuff with Purple Man, have a lasting effect on heroes, because we don't really see this. Like there's so much stuff that happens to heroes that should have a psychological and long-term effect on them. And they're just sort of forgotten about, and they turn to oh no, I've got to punch up this person now. And it's really interesting to see that, like, no, this is still having an effect on her. Like, yeah, Purple Man's gone, but she's still suffering. She's suffering consequences for taking out Purple Man. Like, people are looking at her in a completely different way. People are seeing her as a murderer, and that's not who she is. And this is, it's all changed. And then we find out more stuff about her history with her family, and it's interesting to see, because the actress who plays her is doing, what's her name again? I feel really bad. Yeah, Kristen Ritter. She's proven she is Jessica Jones. She can play that sort of like that person who, needs someone there to talk to, and needs someone there to sort of like, offer a bit of advice. But she's great at like portraying that whole, I need to push people. I feel like I need to push people away, because she blames herself for like what happens with her family, and it's cool seeing that. And the villain in this isn't a villain that you can punch and kick. The villain in this is a corporation who have abused and damaged so many people, and that's who she's after. And there's people who defend it, and I think this is really interesting. Because obviously Purple Man did the whole like sexual abuse and like mental abuse, but it shows that this abuse happened she's had to deal with abuse way before Purple Man, and maybe that's why she got so led on to Purple Man, because it's someone who's finally she was vulnerable after the stuff that happened with her family, and we're learning more about the depths of what happened there. And that's how Purple Man was able to have this tight rein on her. And now afterwards, she's just sort of like, she's closed off, because she's like, I can't really trust anyone, because the last person I trust messed with me. And it's really interesting to see this like post the Weinstein stuff, because the stuff in season 1 was all about, you know, this person who sexually manipulated people. And that was before this whole Weinstein investigation happened. And now, like, afterwards, it's sort of showing that, it's great that women are coming forward and stuff like that. But just because someone's been prosecuted, or just because someone's had their neck snapped, like David Tennant's character, doesn't mean that it's over. You know what I mean? You've got to stop this from happening again. Now, they've sort of been a bit more subtle with it, and they've gone, this is why they need to attack IGH to make sure stuff like that doesn't keep happening. So I'm really cool with the themes and stuff like that. Like, and again, that's why I think it's great on Netflix, because if you try this on a film, it's not going to work. This is a TV series, and I think it perfectly complements the first season. And Jessica Jones, A-list Investigations, the comics, isn't your typical comic of, oh, I've got my League of Heroes, oh, they're a parallel to me, or like it's all about Jessica and her story, and like how she was the stereotypical hero. She was Jubilee, but now she's Jessica Jones.
She wasn't Jubilee.
Not Jubilee,
Jewel, that's the
yeah, she was, I was the typical Jewel. She's got the nice little outfit. And now she's Jessica Jones. Like, she doesn't even have a secret identity. She doesn't really want to be a hero. But it's interesting, she it's that thing of, like, you don't move on.
No. Right, okay. Don't be angry at me. You sound like you're angry at me.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just
okay.
Like, I wanted to put that at the forefront. Like, I'm not angry with you. I'm just like expressing my opinions. Like, I can it's me admitting that the show, you know, if you're expecting one thing, you're not gonna get it. But like, if you tune in for it and sort of adapt your thinking, it is a good a good show.
I get that we obviously need like the psychological what happens after and things like that, and I get that we do need some backstory. And like, yes, it's not all like superheroes aren't all punchy punch, but the Flash does that.
No,
the Flash. Nah, wait, stop. The Flash does that. If like that Flash balances that out, I think, and I enjoy the Flash.
No, it's. Again, this is a tough thing because we're disagreeing. Like, it's not me like going like your opinion's wrong. Like, for me, it's the Flash doesn't balance that out. Like, the effects aren't on him. Like, he's always battling, you know, that next hero.
Yeah.
But like, for me, it's when the Flash is great. For me, isn't always when he's facing this random villain, or he's facing this villain from this random issue. It's the stuff like the emotional stuff, like when he goes back in time to visit his mom and he can't do anything. Like, those sort of effects on him are great, but they're the best moments. Like, season 1 and season 2 has all those moments where it's like, yeah, it's the repercussions of these heroes, and then season 3. And some of the other episodes, when they're focusing on like these random villains and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool seeing these villains, but like, they're the weaker episodes, and they're sort of, I hate to say it, but they're the ones considered the filler episodes.
They are considered filler episodes, and that's why I think this series is filler.
No, I think you're not listening.
I am listening.
I'm saying the ones where the random, like, oh my goodness, look at that hit, look at that villain, look at that villain. They're the filler episodes. The ones with the emotional depth aren't the filler episodes. They're the ones that matter.
I think you can have both, though. I think you can have, like...
you can have both, but Jessica Jones is proving, like, there's so many superhero films that are just punchy kick, punchy kick, punchy kick, punchy kick. This is and then there's some punchy kick, some emotional stuff. It's proven that you can have that emotional stuff. And I will say there is action in here, but she doesn't want to be, because she's marked now as a murderer because of what happened. So you can see why she just wants to be a PI. Like, it's a show about a PI. It's a show about a PI who's reluctantly sometimes has to be a. Wouldn't even say, because again, they balance that thing of, is she a hero? Is she a vigilante? She even makes a reference to it herself, like, a hero would give you into the cops, a vigilante would kill you. Decide which one I am. And she does neither. She's in the middle. There was this incredible review on Rotten Tomatoes. I can't remember who it actually was, but it was saying how Jessica Jones, season 2, is neither bad nor good, like the like the hero themselves. Like they're not good or bad. Like there's that mystery behind it, and there's sort of that blurred line behind it, and it's something. Again, it's something like we mentioned in the films. Marvel are great at offering something different with each superhero, and like that's with each superhero movie and TV show. And it's the only way these things are going to keep surviving. If we keep getting the same thing, like if you're expecting what you get in Daredevil for every Netflix show, then their shows aren't going to, because you're going to run out of that. People are going to get bored of that. You have to experiment and do different stuff. And I think what they're doing with the way they're expressing these themes and stuff is great. And I'm like personal thing as well.
Is there a Jessica Jones season 3?
Malcolm's incredible.
Malcolm's incredible. I will agree.
I do enjoy his stuff. Now we did speculate there was like the villain. They sort of like hinted to in season 1. Not the villain. We'll just put it like that.
What?
But yeah, the villain. Everyone was thinking after season 1.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I won't say anything about that
because we don't want spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I get there.
I just think they could have done more, which is I know.
But what would you if you were to write Jessica Jones?
Yep.
Like you're gonna have to I want references here. I don't want I just put him against a random villain. I want.
I know.
I want a set villain or like a set thing. What would you do for season 2?
Well, I said to you again, like I'd have another villain, and then you said to me, this is ages ago. I know you said, well, there is no other villain for Jessica Jones. There's just Purple Man. Well, I don't know. Like I'm not writing this, but
then this is what you get. You can't.
You have to do a whole season on backstory.
It's not on backstory though. It's like it's so much more. Like, it's hard to go into because there is spoilers.
And we got time.
But like, there's so much more to it. It's not just explaining a backstory to why someone is, because we get that all the time. It's the effects of that, and it's like, it's like that thing of like your past
Don't worry,
never.
I know you're getting tired of arguing with me.
Your past never escapes.
I definitely got that.
It's the thing with your past never escapes you. It's the great moments for me in the Spider-Man films of like, the Uncle Ben message is always on there because it's linked to what makes him. Essentially, this shows like your past represents who you are, like what you've been through. It's a powerful message, like what you've been through.
I get right. Stop. Okay, no, fuck. I'm not arguing anymore. Do you think there should be 8 episodes or 13?
Well, yeah, that's like I think all of them should be 8.
Yeah, I think this definitely should have been 8. I think they could have wrapped it up by now with definitely 8.
I don't think they would have, because we're on like 7, and I was like, I don't feel like it's been wrapped up. But like, I'm always gonna say 8 episodes. But
Defenders.
But I wouldn't specifically say this one, because Defenders was 8 and probably could have been shorter. Punisher and all, like I think 8 works. Like 8's a good thing. Like in the UK, we have it a lot where we have shorter seasons. But I'd always say take 8. But I wouldn't say this show definitely needs 8 compared to all of them. Because I was like, we've not seen it all. Like it could pick up towards the end, and also like I'm interested to see where the story's going. Because we're like 7, so we're just over halfway. Like I'm happy to see more.
I will agree. I think Punisher should have been 8 as well.
I think, to be fair, all of them should have been 8.
Yeah, all of them should have been 8.
All of them should have been 8. All of them are 13. Like I'm okay with that. Again, it's like reading comics, though, isn't it? When you get like a 13-issue series, there's some issues where you're like, they could have just. But I'm okay with it. I enjoy Jessica Jones.
Oh, I didn't.
But yeah, no, it's not. It's not for you. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. Like, there's the great thing about like all these superhero things, and why we want more superhero things is, and more like just more content is. There's going to be stuff for some people, and there's going to be stuff that isn't for people. Now, just because you don't like one thing doesn't mean you can't find something else.
It's
like,
not that I don't. No, wait, stop. No. It's not that
I
don't like it. It's that I just think they could have done it better.
Yeah, but you're not saying how. Like
because I haven't had time to think of how they could have done it better, and obviously I haven't watched the whole season to think about how they've done it better.
So you watch it and just go, "Oh, they could have done this better," but you don't have a way of saying how or thinking.
I will probably we'll talk about this again, and I will come up with another reason how.
No, because what I'm saying is you can't just say that and be like, there's got to be a reason why, or like even like an inkling, like, oh, this would have been better if they went down this route, or if they went down this route.
Well, I'd have to go into spoilers, but
well,
one character, that one character that left.
if they went for him as the
villain, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
Definitely, and then they could have brought in that other character that is related to. Sorry if this is very vague, but that other character that's related to, and then they could have developed that, and then they could have had those two going against him, and that would have still related to the backstory, but also have her develop moments. Yeah. The company could have had that one character be hired to take out Jessica, and they could have.
I feel like that's been done. That's been done to a T. Like,
what do you mean it's been done?
Like, we're hiring this person to take out the hero or something, because that's exactly what they did in Luke Cage season 2. They season 1, even the second half of season 1. You know, season 1.2, where they hired the what was the big guy called?
Diamondback.
Yeah, Diamondback. They hired Diamondback to take out Luke Cage. I feel like that's been done.
Yeah, but this wouldn't have.
I do agree. Like the season, what's
his name? Cottonmouth. This wouldn't have had Cottonmouth. The version of Cottonmouth go in sixth episode.
If there was to have a villain, it should have been him, and they even hint towards that it's going to be him. They hint, but then it's he's trying to protect her. There is a villain. Right, I'm going to say it. There is a villain in this because there's someone who she does go punchy kick with.
IGH.
No, there's an actual person she goes person she goes punchy kick with. So if you want punchy kick punch, there is that in there. But they do a turn for the character we thought was going to be right. I'm going to just say it. It's Nuke.
It's Nuke. Right. Yeah, no,
it's Simpson.
With Nuke and what's her name? Trish.
It's Simpson. So he was the he was doing the stuff in season 1, making him the super soldier serum stuff, and it was making him the way he was. Now, he's still been doing that, and they make it look like he's going to be like a stalker, but instead, he's a protector, and I sort of respect that. I sort of respect that they went for that angle instead, and I like the stuff they're doing with the lawyer and how she's going to search out this IGH. So I reckon that's, when we see the later stuff, I reckon it's going to pick up. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Anyway, bits of that. Bits of thingy. If you've got an opinion on Jessica Jones, which is somewhere in the middle of our two,
talk to me about it.
Then comment below on the YouTube shiznle. And we might share some of your thoughts next week. To the comic section of the show.
Comic section. Yes, we'll be talking comics up until 10 o'clock now. You are comics leading you out. We've got a bunch of comic topics. Topics,
we've got loads. We've got some DC news. We've got what we've been reading, and then we've got the Marvel March Madness. We've entered our third week, and we've got 2 more members, and then we're going to talk about the last week, and the last 2 members of our Avengers team. But to start off with, so DC Comics, Detective Comics, announced 3 new imprints for what they're going to bring out. So these imprints are basically sort of like a chain of books. So sort of you got your Rebirth, you got your Legacy, you've got your recent one New Age of Heroes, you've got Earth 1, and it's all just sort of all for different things. So they announced, do you want to go? We'll go for this one first. Okay, so they announced 2, which were DC Ink and DC Zoom, and these are targeted at more younger readers. So you were right on that one. So the first one we'll talk about is DC Ink, and this is targeted more towards the young adult audience. So you've got Batman Gotham High, you've got Batman Nightwalker, you've got Teen Titans, Under the Moon, A Catwoman Tale, and Wonder Woman Tempest Tossed. So these are sort of these are going to be more sort of graphic novel based stuff. We've got the DC Zoom line, which is targeted to middle school readers, which I think is young, teenage readers from translation. And on that, you've got Batman Tales, Once Upon a Crime. Nice, clever. Batman Overdrive, Black Canary Ignite, Dear Justice League. I imagine that's a Dear John.
Yeah, that's quite weird, actually.
Green Lantern Legacy, Super Sons, Superman of Smallville, and Superman Smashes the Clan. Should we talk about these 2 imprints first?
Yeah, sure.
You got any opinions, any views, anything you like? Oh my goodness, I want to pick this up straight away.
So these are all tailored towards young adults, like sort of maybe kids.
Well, the first
or...
half
these
is young adults, so that's sort of like us.
Young adult line, and then these
and then they're like middle school. Yeah,
I don't mind. So what?
Young adults, sort of like when people say like young adult novels, like Hunger Games.
Are these
like
are they novels or are they?
Yeah, most of them seem like they're going to be novels, like like the Earth One stuff. So it's like going to be one big.
They don't seem too bad.
Got some good writers on them as well, because it's like all sort of like new writers. Because when we talk about the other imprint is like their big name. So this is sort of like what other people will be doing. Is there anything that jumps out to you like, oh my goodness?
Batman Gotham High.
That could be quite interesting.
Batman Gotham High seems like it's Bruce Wayne in a school, like, and that seems.
I'd be down for that.
That seems interesting.
Could you imagine if it was like a good Gotham, like it's like, but like all his villains are the same age as him and stuff like that. And I hope it's not one of them, because obviously it's not going to be in the same universe, so it doesn't have to be like, oh, and then these all grew up to be. So it's like, oh, he's a bit of a joker, that guy, like they do with Gotham.
Or Two-Face is like an arsehole.
Yeah, I hope it's not like that. I hope they do sort of go with like, oh no, they're all in high school and they're all villains. Like that would be kind of cool to see. Teen Titans as well, getting their own. I'm wondering what Teen Titans team they use. I hope it's not the Teen Titans teams they've been using now. It'd be cool to see.
Do you know what? Well, they've released an image with it. It's Shazam, Jon Stu, some girl with.
Oh, they're sort of. That's the. That's Zoom. So that's the middle school one.
That's the middle school one. I was wondering what that was for. Yeah,
I don't know if that's Jon Stu as well. That might be Simon Baz.
The other three that jump out at me for Zoom. Oh, it is Simon Baz. Sorry. Yes, Simon Baz costume. The other three is Black Canary Ignite, because that sounds really cool.
These are the Zoom ones. These are like the middle school ones.
And for Dear Justice League, like, I know it sounds weird, but like actually sounds really cool. Like, I don't know what that is. Like, that could be a child writing to the Justice League.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, because there's some lovely stories. There's a story I think with Spider-Man. It's like the kid it's like the kid who Spider-Man saved or something like that, and it's like a nice
Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Nice little story. No. It's like Dead Heart one thing, and then there's obviously stuff with Superman and like, seeing them as icons. But Super Sons because Super Sons was kicked off for a bit, but it seems to be coming back in this sort of like Zoom line.
Yeah, but it seems a bit. Maybe they're like. Well, I know they're cancelling the title, but maybe they're like just.
They're moving it over here, yeah, and they're just sort of like, oh, we're giving it its own little spotlight, its own sort of universe. Also, as well, Superman smashes the Clan.
I was gonna say, what clan?
It's a real life story about a Superman radio show that smashed the Ku Klux Klan.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, it's like this big thing, and it's sort of like based on true events. So that'd be quite interesting to read. But yeah, did any of the DC Ink ones? Because I know you talked about the DC Zoom ones, and they're sort of, not to put it that way, but they're targeted at the younger kids.
Yeah, I know. Gotham High, Teen Titans.
It's Gotham. Let's be honest, it's Gotham High, isn't it?
Catwoman doesn't seem too bad.
Under the Moon.
Batman Nightwalker maybe, but that will just be another Batman story.
Wonder Woman's getting a nice little thing.
All this reminds me, this just reminds me of like maybe the stuff they're doing now, like Dark Knight and like White Knight and things like that, and all the other random Batman ones they've got going on. Just reminds me of those, really.
Like cool titles. And these are sort of be like with these reprints, they seem to sort of be going around that. So you know how like most people will go, oh, you have to read these DC stories, and it's always like Batman the Dark Knight or Batman Year One, and like all these like. Yeah. Just names, and they're not really tied to a universe, or they're not really tied to a certain period in DC Comics. So it's sort of just like ones you can just sort of pick up, and you don't have to know an intensive knowledge of the universe. It seems like it's one of them. So we'll lead on to like, especially because DC Black Label. So DC Black Label is this new label, new imprint they're doing, where they're doing what they're saying their best writers, so like their Jim Lees and these their Scott Snyders, and they're just giving them their high profile heroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. And what they're trying to do is basically there was a bit of a press thing for this, and it was like our best. They think that they were saying how their best stories, like The Dark Knight Returns, came from an incredible comic book writer like Frank Miller being on an incredible hero, Batman. Which is sort of true, yeah. It's like, I'm also of the idea of, like, give new people these stuff as well, because they've done well with it, which they seem to be doing with the other two imprints we were talking about. But do you want to go through the imprints?
I do. Okay, so first off, we've got Superman Year One from Frank Miller, which sounds really rad. Batman The Last Night on Earth from Scott Snyder. Batman Damned by Brian Azzarello. Wonder Woman Historia, The Amazons from Kelly Sue DeConorick. Wonder Woman Diana's Daughter, working title from Greg Rucka. And this is really interesting to me. I started just reading this now. The Other History of the DC Universe from John Ridley, who is the director of 12 Years a Slave. I'll talk about this in a moment. But what jumps out to you, Fraser?
I think I like the titles for the first ones, to be honest. I like the year one thing because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because Frank Miller's done that. Obviously did that with Batman.
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't see any.
I know. I zoomed out just to get them all in. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to scroll down a bit? Sorry, that
Superman...
that proper mess. That's it, like the titles intriguing. Like Last Night on Earth is kind of cool because it's sort of that thing of like
Batman wakes up in a desert.
No, but it's like that Last Son of Krypton. Like these are all on name alone.
Yeah.
Name alone, like appealing. Like Last Son of Krypton, Last Night on Earth. That was sort of like that sort of like twist. Of like, oh yeah, we're doing the Batman thing that went well with Superman, and we went the Superman thing. The one that went well with Superman, we're doing with Batman. That went cool. There's a lot of stuff with Wonder Woman as well, which looks quite interesting. Be cool to see. And yeah, that other histories of the DC universe, because it's sort of like telling a different story of iconic moments.
Sociological gains through perspective of DC superheroes.
Oh, you're not going to like that then if you didn't like Jessica Jones.
Oh, fuck off, will you?
Sorry, yeah, what about you?
You're going to hear it on live punch.
Don't worry, it's not going to be that powerful.
Fuck off.
It's going to be like if... what's his name? Jimmy Olsen punched Superman.
Superman would let him hurt him.
Superman
has morals.
Yeah, exactly. I'd do that. I'd be like, oh yeah, that totally hurt. You showed me.
I swear to God. No, fuck it all.
But yeah, what? No.
Superman Year One actually sounds pretty good. I'm interested to see what they do with that. The two that really.
I hope we get the good Frank Miller, not the Frank Miller that did Dark Knight 2 and Dark Knight 3.
Not crazy Frank Miller. Batman Last Night on Earth. Scott Snyder.
Again, I hope we get the good Scott Snyder.
Batman, yes, yeah. Batman wakes up in a desert. He doesn't know what year it is or how the Joker's head is in a live jar beside him. That sounds amazing. Batman Damned him going around Gotham. The Wonder Woman stuff seems pretty cool. The history of the DC universe just seems really like obviously it's not going to be comic-y, but it just seems really like interesting to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah, because they've put it even they're traditionally disenfranchised groups, and it's like Jon Stewart, Vixen, Supergirl, Katana. It's like, it'd be cool to see them and sort of like their view on events that have happened in the DCU because there's so much going on.
I might actually pick up that Batman Last Night on Earth. That does sound.
Well, yeah,
cool.
it's great because it's gonna be in a novel.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
So you can just pop that up. But yeah, no, like I'm excited to see because there was one thing I was always might talk about this later as well when it relates to like what we're reading. But at the moment, it feels weird, and it might just be because I don't know if you feel the same, but you know, like we're active readers now, so we're sort of like following what's going on. We're reading like issues. I want to know if in like 5 years' time, or even like maybe more 10 years' time. So you know, like how people go now. If you're getting into comics, you need to read Watchmen, The Dark Knight, Civil War, and they'll go through all these different titles. Do you see in a couple of years people saying that about anything present? Like maybe Doomsday Clock, people are like, if you want to get into comics, Doomsday Clock's one, or like Rebirth. No, but that's what I mean. Like Metal, Civil War 2, maybe no. And like
maybe the one-shot legacy issue.
But I don't even know if people want to read that because it's like. You might get, like, Secret Wars, some people are saying, like, but people are saying read Secret Wars now just so you know what's going on. So I don't know if people are going to be like, like, you know how people go, we totally need a movie of da-da-da. It's like, I don't see people going, you know what we need a movie of? We need a movie of DC Metal, because,
Secret Wars, I think maybe.
Secret Wars is Secret Wars seems to be the one where it's like, okay, this is a story to remember. But then, like, after that, it's sort of like, it's hard, isn't it? Like, I reckon they'll use bits and pieces from Rebirth, and for now, it seems more like if you're interested in a certain character.
Then
check out their Rebirth run.
If you want, literally, if you want to read Batman in like 10 years or so, just read his Rebirth run. I think.
Yeah, but the thing is with Batman as well. If like you're new to Batman, people will say, check out these Dark Knights, check out Year One, check out Under the Red Hood or whatever, all these solo stories. But there's nothing really like right now, loads of stuff is tied into like the universe of it all. So it's sort of like, no, you wouldn't even.
Doomsday Clock maybe, and then Secret Wars would be my both bets from my bets for both.
Don't want to like sticking around because like I was going to address it when I was talking about. Well, I'm not talking about Infinite Canon. When I was talking about Avengers No Surrender, but Avengers No Surrender seems to be now like it's more focused on getting people reading now and getting people.
That's not going to stick.
They seem to be more focused on getting people in reading now and keeping them going along, whereas like they're not thinking about the future of it all. And I would say, before this announcement with DC, I'd say it'd be a similar thing for DC. They're sort of focusing on getting people on now and getting people reading now and getting people collecting the single issues.
Maybe not now, but like obviously maybe say the Killing Joke and the Dark Knight Rises, or Dark Knight Returns. They're essential books. Like I've already read one of them, but do you think maybe they'll release something in the next few years? Maybe one of these Black Labels will be maybe that Gotham whatever.
Like the last Night of Earth or something. Because that's what I'm thinking. That was the big thing, and I wanted to address it on here. And I'm sorry, I was sort of biting into like what we're reading, but I guess we can prolong it because this is a more interesting topic, and we'll talk about
other topics later.
Talk about what we're reading next week.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because this was an interesting topic, and it came into my head, and I was looking for an excuse to bring it up.
Yeah.
And it was going to be for what I was reading, but these imprints bring out a good thing. And if you're listening, please do comment in.
Yeah,
please comment in your opinion if you think like
YouTube or the
what sort of like stories you think are going to be remembered, are going to be the ones we talk about in a couple of years where they're like, oh, Marvel are doing this as a film, or they're talking about doing this, or, you know, like if you're in 10 years' time, someone goes to you, okay, I want to start reading Marvel, what should I read? Are any of these events going to pop up? The same with DC or like stuff like that, or is there anything like pivotal? Because for single character runs, you've got, if you want to read Spider-Man, start reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and that'll get you in.
Well, which Spider-Man?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, Ultimate, Miles.
Yeah. But that's like the one that, not Miles, the Ultimate Spider-Man run that led on to Miles. So like, if you want to read about Peter Parker, that'll lead you, and that'll sort of give you a sort of understanding of the character, and that's a nice. But that's ended. That's a sort of thing. So that's a good sort of. That's again like the Batman stuff where it's like. That whole collection they're doing now in the UK where it's like Definitive Batman Story, A to Thingy.
Yeah.
None of that's going to include like, oh yeah, you have to know about his New 52 run, or you have to know about what's going on in Rebirth, or this, or like a continuing story. This is all like pivotal moments in Batman's history. And that is sort of how history in general is worked. History is remembered by certain moments. It's not remembered by like, oh, this exactly happened. I remember this flowing story. It's made by moments and pieces, and that's how comic history is also made.
Ties into metal, because I was talking about this the other day in your Cartoon and Comics book club. Metal is reliant on the fact that people have read... first of all, the Justice League stories beforehand.
Yeah.
Also, Batman stories, because Batman touches all the in metal. Sorry, bad comparison, but he touches 5 metals in not only the New 52 run, but the Rebirth one as well. He touches all these different metals to become this fucking Bat God, whatever the fuck he is.
Exactly, yeah.
And it then relies on them having a prior knowledge of the multiverse, so that like the multiverse that DC have created, the different universes, and then changing it all. It just relies on something like. They rely on you knowing the prehistory. So it's like me wanting to know about, say, King Henry VIII. That's like me having to know about the kings and queens before King Henry VIII.
Yeah, and all the and like how they met, I met your mother, and how I met the Queen and stuff like that. And whereas like the stories we've been talking about, I don't want to keep repeating them because it's just going to be like, oh, he said it again. But like. They are the ones that, like, you don't need any prior history. They're the ones that are going to inform you about the character and the, like, explanations for the screen.
Doomsday Clock, I'll just talk about for a bit.
Doomsday Clock, yeah, exactly. Doomsday Clock, though, you don't know, maybe you need to know a bit about Watchmen. Watchmen's one story.
I haven't read Watchmen, but I know it would help if I read maybe a few of the references in Doomsday Clock. But I haven't read Watchmen, and I'm still enjoying Doomsday Clock as much as as much as I am.
Also, as well, the references they make a reference to the Killing Joke. Not a part of the universe or the connecting thing.
And I didn't realize
again another one-off history story.
I didn't realize it, but when I was told it, I recognize it and I get it. And Doomsday Clock not relies on you, but like it doesn't mind you having read Watchmen. If you've read it, it's cool. If not, that's fine. It's just a story.
Yeah. It's sort of like, again, making your own history through stuff. Now we're gonna have to stop because we're nearly at the end of the show.
Running out of time.
Should we go over? Yeah. What would happen if we went over? because we need to talk about Marvel March Madness.
We do.
You know what? I enjoyed that. I feel like that was a good discussion,
Yeah.
and it's better than our usual
fanboy
moments.
Wow, we got a different show today, haven't we?
No, it was good. Honestly, I enjoyed that. And, comment if you enjoyed that more, if you just want us to be fanboys and just like everything's amazing. Or if you want us to bring debates. And again, let us know your opinions on it because I'm really interested to get someone else's.
Tap all the comments.
But yeah, Marvel March Madness. So this is a little thing we've been running.
Can I announce them?
Yeah, you can announce them. I'll set it up.
Cool.
I want
to set them up.
Yeah, so for the whole of March, before that, you've messed up my flow now.
Sorry.
You banana bonanza. Yeah, so Avengers, a part of Marvel's new launch, they launched a new Avengers team, and Justice League did their own Justice League. You know, with their No Justice event, they set up their own Justice League team. Me and Jacob both made our own Justice League teams, but we were having a bit of a self-conflict. We were a bit unsure in what our own personal Avengers teams were. So we grouped together and we asked you guys as well to sort of help us make our own Avengers team. And this is what we've been doing the whole month of March. So far in our team, we have Spider-Man and Wolverine, Black Panther and Thor. So they're the first 4 members. We've got 4 more members to go. We're going to announce 2 of them today, and then we're going to talk about the vote for the next 2 next time. But to announce the winners for this week is Jacob. So the 2 categories were captains and members of the Fantastic Four. Do you want to take it away, Jacob?
Week 3, and our fifth member is Captain America, and our 6th member is Human Torch. Captain America for the captains, Human Torch for the Fantastic Four. Human Torch won by a small majority. Captain America smashed the rest of them.
Yeah, Captain Marvel was a close second, but yeah. Fine additions to the team.
I knew Human Torch was going to
Now, because we're a bit short of time, as we've already overrun. We're past 10 o'clock. Yeah. If you're listening live, we're rebels. If you're on YouTube, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. It's just a slightly longer video, maybe. But week 4, so next week, it's going to be street level / Defenders, because I know there's going to be someone going, actually, the original Defenders had Doctor Strange and Hulk and so we're doing like the TV Defenders. Sorry, that was really offensive. Yeah. Like, someone corrected. That was mean. That was a you thing. But yeah, street level / TV Defenders team and a Magic one. So for street level / Defenders, we've got the 4 from the TV show. Got Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and then for the Magic round, we have Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Adam Warlock, and Dr. Voodoo. So if you want to vote for who you want to be a part of the team, there's going to be a poll on Facebook and a poll on Jacob's Twitter, and you can vote on which members you want from each. So it's going to be 1 from each. So yeah, who would you want on this team? Because we are impartial marshals and we don't vote on our things.
All right, I get it. I'm gonna cunt this fucking episode. I get it.
That wasn't.
No, I get it. I'm voting for Daredevil, and for Magic. Actually, I might go either Doctor. I don't know whether I want Doctor Strange. Might go Doctor Voodoo. I might have Strange. I don't care. I would. Voodoo or Strange?
You're going for a doctor.
I'll go for a doctor.
I'll go for a doctor. We need a doctor. We need a doctor in this house.
I might want.
Is there a doctor?
Actually, we haven't got any women, so I might vote for Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch would be pretty cool as well.
Scarlet Witch would be pretty cool. Scarlet Witch would help. Because she's already got like connections to a lot of these, so I'd have.
And I know you don't like Jessica Jones, so that's just.
No, obviously I hate Jessica Jones. I'm a Jessica Jones fucking hater. So can't have her on the bloody team, can we?
You know what? We established on this episode. We established this Harry Osborn eating the pie, going, it's so good, and how much you dislike.
I don't dislike. That's it. End the show.
Please, I'm living.
End the show.
No, yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, I reckon Daredevil.
Who'd you want?
Daredevil would be cool, and Adam Warlock would be sick. But I'm trying to think of the dynamic of the rest of our team.
Daredevil and I think Scarlet Witch. I think Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch. I'd go for that.
She worked.
You know what? I'd agree. Let's don't let that affect your vote. You can be like, screw you guys. I'm picking Jessica Jones and someone else you don't like.
Yeah. God damn it.
Which magician do you not like?
I'm neutral on all of them.
Which one
really.
do you want to... Oh, no.
I know the least about Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm firm to agree. Daredevil and Scarlet Witch, we need some girl power on this thing. And also the dynamic. I love that Human Torch won because the bromance between Spider-Man and Human Torch is like,
Cap and Wolverine too.
Also as well, Spider-Man sort of sees Captain America as a role model, and that's a good role model to have, not Iron Man.
Captain Wolverine, also Captain Thor would help.
Yeah.
Be good. Yeah.
Also, Spider-Man and Wolverine. There's always that bit of banter between them. And Wolverine's a bit sick.
We have definitely gone over
Yeah,
time
we've gone
now.
over. Oh, it's only 5 minutes. It's fine,
We've
right?
definitely gone over time. Thank you.
We're breaking all the rules.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been Geek of the Week.
Yeah,
This is
thanks for listening on live if you did. Thanks for listening on YouTube. Again, like you say, anything we've said, anything we were hinting at there, join the conversation on the comment section. And yeah, listen in. You can listen in live, 8 till 10. And that is the show.
It is Wednesdays, 8 till 10, Geek of the Week. Thank you very much for listening. We will see you once again next week.